Jai Gurudev, welcome back. So today, actually yesterday evening, I went to see down the preparation of the Sudarshana Yagna, which will be happening this weekend. It is amazing. And this Sudarshana Yagna is one of the most beautiful yagna, actually, which I like very much. We did last time in Vrindavan, and it is a very powerful yagna in itself because it's protect, and also this yagna have protection for illnesses also. So you see, Sudarshan is not only to protect the surrounding, but it's also protect one physically also, like keep your body energetically, you keep it in a nice way, keep all the illness far away from it. So I went down to check upon the preparation, and everybody is really busy preparing for Sudarshana Yagna. So it was nice to see, the people around. It was funny, there was one person who was trying to avoid me because he was here on Seva and he's leaving soon. And he was trying to hide. And funny, I went to his bedroom and I knocked at the window. And he was happy, actually, he was very happy. So this morning he went with me for my morning walk, and then we had lunch together. It was wonderful. So now I'll ask Gopal to share, to ask your question.
Jai Gurudev Guruji, it seems that 95% of the population abuse, deny, or are insensitive to transgender, intersex, and non-binary people. This includes parents, teachers, and partners alike. What is your advice for their daily struggles in life?
Actually, you see, when people doesn't have a notion of the Atma itself, of the soul, they always look onto the outside. Of course, outside, you continuously judge people. This is the mind of people, especially mind which is not open to spirituality, is not open to respect of others. They have always problem with how people look onto the outside. But on the spiritual path, if one is on the spiritual, we look not to the outside, we look onto the inside reality, of the Atma itself, and when we look at the Atma itself, then there is no problem into it. You see, in ancient time, there were no problem in category of gender, because people were viewing people as people. This come later on, you see, when there is predominated male, they said, okay, we are the one which predominate this culture. And of course, people come with their own ideas because they have certain phobia about it. So when they have certain phobia about it, they see people in a different angle. And very often you will see that they themselves have this problem. And it's not a problem, but they themselves have this, I would say, feeling inside of them. But fear of being judged or being looked in a different way, they criticize others, they point fingers to others. So in that context, that's why you will see that society for a long time have criminalized people which is different from their point of view. Actually, what is different? God create everybody how they have to be. Sometimes you have the male energy which is predominant. Sometimes we have the female gene which is predominant. It doesn't matter which body you have. So, being into this understanding, you will be able to respect everybody how they are, and you will be able to love your children how they are. You know, somebody sent me a video about a couple, a gay couple, getting married. Two guys was getting married, and the father was giving a discourse. You know, and the father was saying, when his son told him that he's gay, what was his reaction? First, he was shocked because he come from a Hindu family, and secondly, he started to think. You know, after some time, a few minutes, he started to think. 4:25, my son told me that he's gay, and what my love towards my son is. Did that change my love towards my son? And beautifully the father said, no, it didn't change my love towards my son. My son is still my son. You know, however he is, you know, he's still my son. So having that understanding that, you see, parents, you are bound by love for your children. It doesn't matter how your children is. That will not change from one moment to the other when you discover that your child is, gay, or he's transsexual, or whatever sexual the child is, you know. So it is still your child. So most important thing is to embrace your child and really understand, you know. So it's sad that many parents, they fight like that, you know, thinking that, okay, it is an illness. No, the illness is not in the child. The illness is in your own mind. That's why Bhagavan Krishna in the Gita explained about life in itself, you know. He said that it's not in this life that we are cultured, you know. We take vasanas from many life with us. In chapter 15, chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 8 of Bhagavad Gita, you know, Bhagavan Krishna said, like the wind carry the sand from the place it is and spread it around, you know, spread it wherever it goes. Like that, the Atma, the embodied soul itself, when it leaves this body, it take vasanas from past, you know, which is the mind, the intellect, and the senses with it also, to the leaving this old body and to the new body. So you see, which life were you know, when you understand this verse itself, you see, you know, you don't carry only, you know, this your consciousness. Your consciousness take everything from past lives also. You see, if you were in a female body, let's say in your last life, of course that energy will be also predominated in this life itself. So it is not about being male or female, you know. It's about being the Atma itself, understanding of the Atma is beyond the gender itself. And what we act upon into this world, we act upon samskaras from past also that we have taken with us, you know. So Bhagavan Krishna said, you know, when the Atma is living this body, you know, so as long as there's life into this body, one is alive, you know, the mind, the intellect, this physical body, they are all alive. But when the Atma depart from this body, you know, and the absence of the Atma, in the absence of this divine consciousness inside this body, the Atma, you may have the form outside, you may look beautiful, you know, you can have long hair, beautiful blue eyes, you can have, however beautiful you are, you know, but without life inside the body, you will be a dead body. It will be empty completely. Here Bhagavan Krishna used that word, you know, when one Atma is departing from this world, it take, you know, something also from that body itself, you know. So it take the mind and the senses with it. Of course, it's not in a gross way. It is in a subtle body. So the subtle body take also the impression of the mind and the impression of the senses with it and carry it from this body to the next body. So if your impression on that body, you didn't finish with being who you were. Let's say you had a woman body, you know, and of course when you are born again, that predominant feminine energy will be more stronger inside of you. And of course, because of that, people don't understand the way how Atma work, no? And why one incarnate with fully tough male body and the other one have more feminine. You know, you can see that also in a family itself. When you have a deep understanding of the Atma, then there is no judgment upon that. Then Bhagavan Krishna said, you know, it's just when we analyze what he said, it's so beautifully. It's like the wind carries the fence from one place to the other. You see, it's like, let's say in a room, you have some incense burning. Okay, the air is in the room, they're all filled with that. But you will not feel it, you will not, if you are inside, you don't feel it, you don't smell it. But when you open the window, straight away you feel the breeze change. So when the breeze change, you have a different understanding of what is the smell is. So like that also, the impression of past lives also, you carry with you. And being the embodied soul itself, this is who you are truly. So you will have to come to do different dharma and finish certain things which you have not finished. Yeah? So like that, whether you have the quality which awake, you know, whether you're male, heterosexual, or transsexual, or gay, or lesbian, it doesn't matter. You have to be yourself, you know. You have to learn to accept, firstly, you have to learn to accept yourself how you are, you know. Forget about other people accepting you. As long as you don't accept yourself, nobody will be able to accept you. But if you accept yourself, then everybody will not have any problem with it. Of course, you see, parents, you know, like I said, because there is a lack of education into this field, there have been always judgment upon that. That's why very often people are so narrow in their way of thinking and the way of seeing these things. You know, that's why there's prejudgment. You know, this reminds me of this beautiful story of King Janak itself. You know, now King Janak, he wanted to have deeper understanding of the Atma, deeper understanding of. They have to have divine knowledge. And of course, he gathered all the great personality, you know, all the great sages and rishis at that time in his kingdom, and said, "Fine, I want you to all to." He will ask some question, and he will donate 1,000 cows, which each cows have 20 gold coin hanging on their horn. So he said, "Whoever answers all my question, I will give that to them." So there was one rishi called Yagya Vakra, and he was very prominent, and then he answered all the question from the king, and he was everybody was looking at him and praising him because he was very learned, you know. So then, but Janak was not satisfied, you know. King Janak was not satisfied with himself, you know. That who can give me that divine knowledge just in a time that I like mountain upon a horse, that person I will give 1,000 gold coin and 1,000 horse, cow also. In the assembly there was another sage, Ashtavakra, you know. So he was a hunchback. So when King Janak said that, everybody looked down because nobody could give such enlightenment like that to King Janak in a fraction of a second. So everybody looked down, you know, even Yagyavaka, he himself looked down. So saying, the king said, among you there is nobody here? Then Ashtavakra, which means bended in 8 places. And he was a hunchback. He got up and said, I will. So everybody look at him and start laughing at him. Just when people look at other people, they laugh at other people, they judge other people. So then Ashtavakra laughed at them also. So they say, I thought I was gathered in the assembly of saints and rishis, I didn't know that I'm assembled into assembly of gobbler and prostitute. Then the King Janak started taking interested in him and asked him the question, why are you saying that? And then he said, look, who look at the skin and the body? So a cobbler look at the skin, and who look at the body? It's only the prostitute that look for the bodies. So he said, here you are assembled. I thought we were rishis and great sages, but I see that you are just gobblers and prostitutes. So then King Janak said, then inquired to him, can you give me enlightenment like that? Please enlighten me. Then the sage said, okay, fine. Yes, I can give you, but you have to do what I tell you to do. And I said, okay, fine. I will tell me what does that? What is the price for it? So that's what the sage said. The sage said there's a price to pay for such divine enlightenment. And the price that Ashtavakra asked for was, give me your body, give me your mind, and give me your wealth. So these 3 things. And the king said, okay, fine, that is easy. I'm ready, I'm giving to you. He said, no. Think well before you say that you want to give it. So King Janak was so adamant about that. And he said, yes, I'm giving you. He said, okay, fine. He took water, put it in the hand. He said, okay, from now on, you have given me your body, your mind, and your wealth. At that moment, Ashtavakra said to King Janak, okay, now that you have given me all this, get down from your throne and go and sit by the shoes of your people. And of course the king was shocked, but then he started to think, yes, now that he have given his body and his wealth and his mind to him, so he went and sit by the shoes. And as he was sitting by the shoes, Ashtavakra told him, don't think, about your wealth, because you see, when he gave that order, he said he was thinking, oh, what about my wealth? What about my house, my palace? What about my wife and children? All this, he was thinking about it. So then Ashtavakra said to him, but look, you have given me your mind. So your mind is not yours anymore. It is mine. So stop thinking. Your wealth is not yours. It is mine. Your body, it is also mine. That's what you have given me. So then King Janak started to reflect upon that and said, yes. So as he was there sitting, looking at the sage was guiding him, telling him that now you should stop thinking. So then King Janak said, how can I stop thinking? He said, well, you have given me your mind, no? So your mind is not yours. Why, if it's something which is not yours, how can you use it? So I'm telling you not to use your mind, because it is my mind. So then he started to reflect about that. So as he was calming his mind, he entered a deep state. His consciousness started rising. And he started rising higher and higher, going deeper and deeper into that divine consciousness. Even when Yagya Ashtavakra called him, he could not hear him. So often sometimes, when he was already deep into that state, the sage, by his divine power, brought him back to himself. So and when he came back to himself, he was in a blissful state. He was in a state which he could not explain. And he bowed down to the sage and said, you have given me that true wisdom. You have given me that enlightenment of the Atma itself. And that moment, the sage said, listen, I give you back your body, your mind, and your wealth. That is of no use to me. So just look after it as if you have been given, you're a steward for these things. So you look after it, but don't get attached to these things. So you see, coming back to your question itself, you see, because of the lack of education, people look only onto the outside and judge others onto the outside. They put title toward the other people, because they are not, firstly, like I said, because they don't feel good with themselves most of the time. They always criticize others. I'll tell you this one example. You see, there were once, I knew somebody. This guy, he was always criticizing gay people. He will talk so bad about everybody, pointing finger toward that person. And finally, you see, one thing is that he himself had a deep secret. Every week he had a new boyfriend in his life. And he was the one who was always criticizing others, pointing his fingers toward the others, But his private life, he himself was gay. Because he could not express it towards his family, because he was fearful how his family will react, how the people will react to it. Of course, he will hide it. And then, of course, when he died, everybody knew about it. So you see, we are living in a time right now that, of course, people are expressing themselves. They should not have fear to express yourself. God have created you the way you are, and just be yourself, and just be happy. And the question said about parents, so with education, and also by not provoking, the parent, you can show also the good side of everything, because this is normal things. So it's nothing terrible about it. You are how you are. Just embrace how God have made you, and really, as you're on the spiritual path, and if you have a deep understanding of the Atma, that's where you have to concentrate, So the Atma is the same. The Atma doesn't have any gender, whether you're male, female, transgender, or any genders, So Atma is part of the Lord himself, and of course part of the Lord which is acting into this world in a different ways, So be that, and be who you are, be how God have created you, because God loves you the way He have made you. He have made you perfect, and you should love yourself the way you are.
Dearest Guruji, you say that the most important pilgrimage is from the mind to the heart.
40 centimeter.
Yes. Yet, during Atma Kriya Yoga, it is recommended to focus on the third eye, the seat of our soul. So, I'm a bit confused where it is the best to focus, heart or the third eye?
No, your focus, you see, your focus is on your third eye, But the Atma, which resides within the heart, you know, like Bhagavan Krishna said, yesterday I was telling, you know, that verse that said, you know, the Lord which is the indweller of every living being's heart. So the Lord resides within the heart. But first, you see, by concentrating upon, you see, the art, the journey, like I said, it is from the mind to the heart. If your mind is not purified, do you think you will get to know what is in the heart? You will not know what is in the heart. That's why that journey is firstly starting in purifying. When you focus upon your third eye, yeah, you are purifying your mind and intellect. So that mind and intellect, which like I was explaining earlier, have vasanas from past itself, you know, by cleansing that vasanas, by finishing with these old things that you have been carrying about, you know, so then only you can enter the rhythm of the heart. So if you still have impression from past, you have still to clean it. So clean that mind itself. So when focusing upon your third eye, that's why you see Lord Shiva is sitting, and you see here deeply his eyes of consciousness, you know, is representing, you know. So this third eye, everybody have that eye of consciousness. Everybody have, you know, in darshan itself. When I'm telling, you see, everybody, close your eyes and visualize me into your third eye. You know, I didn't tell them to visualize me into their heart, because you see, if I would tell them to visualize me into their heart, they will run towards the physical heart. You know, imagine they can't handle it, then they have a heart attack. What will happen? It can be terrible. That's why, you see, I said always to concentrate on the third eye. So the third eye is the seat of the awareness itself. So the awareness will bring you to that consciousness afterwards. First, you have to have that awareness. Without that awareness, you can't journey into the consciousness. So when you're sitting and visualizing, I'm just explaining to you about darshan online, because so you're sitting there, you're visualizing me, and me, I'm sitting here. I have all of you, because first, before darshan, I see all of you. So seeing all of you, I visualize all of you into the divine consciousness, which means there is this universal consciousness which we all are connected together. And that divine consciousness, that's what Krishna said, I am that universal consciousness. I am the indweller of everybody's heart. You see, when we talk about heart, we are not talking about the physical heart. We are talking a sub-domain into the mind itself. It's a domain into the mind which hold all the divine qualities. That's what it is called, the heart. So it's nothing to do with the heart chakra. This is that's why we don't point toward the Atma itself, you know. So we point toward the domain which hold the divine qualities. So when you get access into that divine domain, which is the universal consciousness, you know, so it is there where the darshan happen. So it is there where the consciousness awake itself. So the same when you are doing your practice, you know, like I said, the journey is from the mind to the heart, you know. Of course, I'm pointing it to the physical heart, but energetically, I'm not saying about this heart, you know. I'm pointing toward the Atma itself. So that journey, which is 40 centimeters from here to here, I say, start to reflect upon one. Have to be more in the sensitiveness of your divine qualities. So that journey to awake the divine qualities, firstly, is to, when you are doing your Kriya itself, you know, when you're doing your spiritual exercises, so it is only to this Ajna chakra, to your third eye itself, first, which have to have that awareness. It is through that mind can transform into divine. And when that mind transforms into divine and it descends into that cosmic consciousness which is seated, you know, within, then the soul reveals itself. When you go deeper into it, then Bhagwan reveals himself. You know? So this is that journey that one have to go through. So it's imperative that we cleanse the mind, which is focused only to the outside, so that it can go into the inner journey. So when that happens, then you discover, I would not say discover, I would say you rediscover the greatness that you hold inside of you, inside even this body itself, that macrocosmos which the divine have created. Actually, it is the microcosmos within this body itself, So when that becomes clear, then the Lord himself reveal within the core of your consciousness, within the core of your Atma itself. First darshan that he gave you the darshan of knowing that he is ever with you here. Is not outside but inside. So this inner journey, bring you from that consciousness to this consciousness, opening a different realm in itself. So that's why it is only 40-centimeter journey, which takes sometimes not lives.
Dear Guruji, you often say that the most terrible thing is criticizing the Guru. Is such an act worse than even violence or murder? And why? The Dalai Lama, whom, as far as I know, you respect, on the contrary, believes that, for example, if the disciple sees the teacher is not following the Dharma, he has the right to criticize the Guru's actions or to leave.
Look, this is a different, Dalai Lama is a different tradition, and every tradition have their own rules and regulation, and of course, you see, well, I would not saying that we are better than the others, because everybody is on the process of advancing towards the lotus feet of Srimad Narayana himself, and it depends upon which steps you are in, So if you are on a lower pedestal, of course, then you can act in a very errant way towards your spiritual master. It's like you have seen school teacher get beaten up by kids, when they have given education to them. So you see, on a very low grade, okay, you're beating somebody which have given you knowledge, So this is completely irrespectful. So in that context, what the difference between an animal and a human being? It's just like you have degrade yourself to an animal level, which is walking on 2 feet. So on that context, it's very terrible. So a little bit you advance, of course, then you come to a point of saying, okay, I can argue with my master. So that master have given you knowledge. Of course, if you see that your master is not on the going onto the dharmic path, who are you firstly to judge your master? And how do you know what is the master doing? How can you see that it is not dharmic? Maybe for him, he's on the dharmic path, So on that context, it's not about arguing. It's time for you to move on to the next master, which will really help you to advance further. So your education towards in that field toward that master, it's finished. So arguing with him, I will not help anything. So he can bring you only onto a certain level where he is. So if you want more, you have to let go of this one and move forward. Then you have the Guru. Here I'm using the word master, then I'm using the word Guru. Guru is a different thing. It gives you a deeper understanding of who you are. So he gives you a certain knowledge of how you have to live your life. So, and of course, see, it's a pointless really go against your own Guru, because it's giving you education. that will create karma also, you know, it will be very bad. So then after that you have Sadguru. Sadguru is the one which reveal the divine to you. So it gives you something even more deeper, reveal the cosmic Lord himself, and bring you to that state of eternal bliss. So, and Sadguru can act in a very erudic way also sometimes, in a very crazy way sometimes. But if you don't know how to handle it, of course you will never be able to handle it. So it's not the Sadguru itself, you know. So this is very important. That's why I said, you don't know how a saint or sadhu or a rishi, not rishi, but sadhu, saint or guru act into this world. You know, very often it is a projection upon, you see, the own devotee projecting their own dirt upon the guru and thinking that, oh, guru is like this and like this and like that. I say. So that's why I said, before you judge the preceptor, you know, even before you judge someone, you know, who have care for you and look after you, and you know, I say, put you where you are. Like I said, firstly you have to have respect for them. If you don't have any respect, then what the use of you being a human being like that? So that you see in the world, you know, nowadays you see that very clearly so many times, you know. People are so ungrateful, you know. They think that, yes, you know, by me leaving this guru, go to another guru, then start criticizing that guru, you know, that make them feel good. Because to make them feel good, they do such stupid things. But they don't see that karmically, and the Atma itself cursing them, they will never achieve to what they have come in this world for. That's why I said, I warned, you know, don't criticize the guru. Don't, I say, because you don't know when God can take whatever form it come to you. So criticizing that, you will put yourself in a doomed state, you know. So be careful of that. That's why I said, you know, the Sanatana Dharma, you know, teach the respect for gurus, you know, and especially honor. That's why we worship the guru. How can you worship the guru and then go and criticize the guru? How can you worship the guru and then after that argue with the guru? Now, when you have to stand with the hand and wait for the order of the guru, this is our tradition. Our tradition is not a tradition that we go against our precept, because we have that respect that we have received. That's why we say Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Shaksha Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruvai Namah. We honor the Guru. You know, we even have Guru Purnima, which we'll be celebrating in June. Why do you think we do that? So if you don't like your Guru, you know, if you see that in your point of view or your mind that the Guru is not dharmic for you, then quietly move away. Why you have to argue? Now, like you said, in the Buddhist tradition, they have this argue tradition. That's why there's so many fights between them. So if you have that as you can go and argue with your guru itself, then you will never learn anything. So that doesn't mean that you can't question the guru. You can't ask question to the guru, to clarify your doubt, So you can always ask question in any, whether it is Sadguru, whether it is Guru, whether it is Master, whatever, you can always ask question. So by asking question, your doubt can be, cleansed. You see it in Bhagavad itself, where you see clearly, how the whole Bhagavad is. It's a question and answers, question and answers. So disciple asks a question to the Guru, and the Guru answered to clarify that mind set from the thing. It's not it is an argument. To argue means to discuss, to have satsang, and to clarify your own, doubt itself. That's why Bhagavan said, my devotee are a lifeboat, for the others, this is a different thing, when you say Vaishnava Guru itself, when you say the Vaishnava devotee itself, in Bhagavad Canto 3, and Bhagavan Krishna said that my devotee are the savior for others, So you see clearly that how a devotee would become, they are the one which saves those who is tossed on the sea, of Canto 11, chapter 26, verse 32, where he said that my devotee are like a lifeboat savior for those people which is drowning themselves into material delusion. So for Bhagavan to say that, it is clearly uplifting the devotee in a very high state, but it's not only for themselves, but it gives a different aspect of what a guru is itself, this devotee which is there, into this material realm itself, but they are there not for their sake, they are there to raise the one consciousness towards attaining the lotus feet of Srimad Narayana itself. So how, if you start to argue upon that towards your guru, then there is no future for you. That's why, in Bhagavad itself, Krishna said, worship of the guru, one will attain me, because by worshipping the feet of the master, one make oneself humble and one come to me. So you see, the word argument in that question, can have different tonality to itself, So you have one argument which the outside world understand, fighting, So when you talk about argument, it's like you are opposed to somebody, So you are going to fight with someone. Or to have a different aspect of argument in the spirituality. So to argue is to cleanse, to try to understand a certain, you are arguing for your own understanding about something that doesn't make sense for you. So it have different ways of looking at it.
Jai Gurudev Guruji, is there any difference between chanting the Hare Krishna mantra and the mantra Om Namo Narayanaya? There is so much conflicting information online and everyone seems to have an opinion. Which mantra is more pleasing to God?
Look, there is no different in mantras which is pleasing to God. What is pleasing to God is that your heart and your bhakti inside of you, your love that is inside of you, that's what is pleasing to God, And of course, each sampradaya will tell that their mantra is better than the others, So it's Gaudiya will tell you the Maha Mantra, because they have been given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received this mantra when he was in the south, and also they changed the Maha Mantra afterwards. Maha Mantra in the original form was Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So they reverse, because of course Mahaprabhu said that put Krishna first, This is not, wrong into it, because the name of the Lord is the name of the Lord himself, So whether, if you come from that sampradaya, of course this is your mantra, you chant that mantra, and you have also from the Gaudiya, also you have another branch of Gaudiya with a Bhajo Nitai Gaur Radhesham Japa Hare Krishna Hare Ram. So they come from Radharaman Charandas Maharaj. This is their mantra. Then you have other branches who have different mantras. Vijay Krishna Goswami, they have other mantras, which they send into their sampradaya. So in our sampradaya, we have Om Namo Narayanaya as our main mantra, and of course recently Vithala gave this mantra Shri Vittal Giridhari Parabhamane Namaha, which we chant, so it's not different, there's no different, there's no need to argue in which one is better, because we are singing the same name of the same Lord, we are, whether you call him Krishna, whether you call him Narayana, whether you call him Ram, it is only the Supreme Lord himself that we are chanting his name. So don't be fooled by to argue this mantra is more powerful than this mantra. It is not. You are chanting the name of God. You are remembering Him. That's what is the most important thing.